Springfield Mayor Domenic Sarno hosted his re-election campaign kickoff party earlier tonight. The event held at the Greek Cultural Center. Mayor Sarno officially announced he was running for re-election back in March, but tonight was his first campaign event.
First, they expect strong, efficient, effective, strategic leadership with heartfelt compassion. I know I can continue to deliver on these ideals. I remain steadfast in my resolve to be the type of leader everyone can trust and work with.
Mayor Sarno says his #1 priority will continue to be the war on crime within the city and working directly with the police department.